What's up, desktoppers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back with another video. And today I'm doing my 2021 212 Mr. Olympia preview and predictions. I'm doing top 15, so I'm going from 15th all the way up to first and giving a preview on every single competitor. But before I get into this one as well, head to olympiaproductions.com if you want to order the pay-per-view as well. Also, I've got a ton of coverage up on Desktop Bodybuilding, so make sure you check out my past videos. Just head to my channel. Also, make sure you do subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up for myself, Xavier Wills, at Desktop Bodybuilding over the 2021 Mr. Olympia weekending. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to start with 15th, and I've got Vladimir Iakovlev. Now, I may be pronouncing that totally wrong. I've got him finishing there. 14th, I have Elgargni. He packs a ton of muscle, crazy hanging hamstrings. I mean, this guy could finish way higher than 14th, but because this lineup is so stacked, and I'm going to offend a lot of people, I've got him down in 14th place. In 13th, I have John Jewett, a guy who's finished in the top 10, up as high as 4th, I think, as well, a couple of years ago. Now, he could come in, better and exceed my expectations in this show, but just by his recent physique updates, he looks a little flat. It seemed like he sort of needs to have a bit of an off season to sort of make those improvements again. I'm sure he'll come in great condition, as he always does, but I think he needs that bit of fullness as well. And really, if John's just a little bit off in terms of that fullness, then I think he slips a little bit in this lineup. In 12th, I've got Ahmed Ashkanani. This guy's actually finished as high as second to Flex Lewis in the 212 Olympia before. I mean, he's not what he used to be, in my opinion. And also, these guys have gotten bigger as well. So he needs to really bring that conditioning, and, he needs the separation between the muscles. That's sort of what he lacks a little bit at times. But he's got a great physique and definitely could push up into a top 5 position. But in this lineup, I've got him in 12th. In 11th, I have Lucas Coelho. Now, he was part of the Olympia press conference. He looked really good. He got his shirt off and did a bit of posing as well. I thought he looked really, really good. Now, this lineup, as I mentioned, is really stacked. I did change my position of where I thought he might be. I dropped him, I think, 1 or 2 spots after I saw the press conference posing. Now, not because he looked bad, but I thought maybe he could be a little bit crisper. But I'm sure they'll probably change on show day as well, because obviously these guys have to make weigh-in and all that sort of stuff as well. So I've got Lucas Coelho in 11th. Now, into the top 10, I have Nathan Epler finishing in 10th. He won the New York Pro this year. He really looked fantastic. He's 5'7", so that's the one reason why I have some hesitation with Nathan Epler in terms of where to place him, because obviously he's a taller guy in that 212. Seems like the 212 guys are normally like 5'5", maybe 5'6" at, the highest point of this division, but he brings great shape, and really he makes himself appear a lot bigger than he actually is on stage as well. He beat out some great competitors in, a John Jewett at that New York Pro as well, and several others. So Nathan Epler I have finishing in 10th. In 9th, I have Kerif Badjo. He won a show this year, looked fantastic at every show he did. I mean, he's getting better and better, and I know he's not a young guy as well, but he's really balanced head to toe. He brings great conditioning, and he really has that dense sort of mature muscle on his physique. So Kerif Badjo I have in 9th. In 8th, I have Angel Calderon Frias. Now, this guy is an absolute freak. He has just such round, full muscle bellies, and he comes in great condition as well. Where he falls down a little bit is the legs in these bigger shows. I noticed that last year's Mr. Olympia, I think maybe he over-dieted it a little bit. But overall, this guy has like one of the thickest chests out there. Just a crazy, crazy shape. So I think he could place much higher than 8th. But because obviously the lineup is stacked, I have him in 8th place here. Now, onto a guy who I'm a huge fan of, and that's Ahmed Elgargni. Now, he looks fantastic. I thought he looked awesome this year. Extremely pleasing physique. Like, his ab and thigh shot is extremely pleasing. He just flows really, really well. He brings good conditioning. He's got a good amount of size. I am a huge fan. Plus, he also is polished on stage too. Like, I remember at his shows this year, his tan was spot on. His skin, texture and everything looked great. Like, the skin was really wrapped around the muscle, and he just looked pleasing. Like, there was no obvious shot up body parts or anything like that. He just had a clean look to his physique. Big fan of Ahmed Elgargni, and if I was, sort of judging this show, I'd probably put him a lot higher. In 6th place, I have Tonio Burton, with the potential to place much higher in this show as well. I think, honestly, this guy could contend for the Olympia title this year. He has just some of the most dense, round, crazy muscle bellies, and he has made huge improvements from the Indy Pro earlier this year, where he looked fantastic there. So I think Tonio can make a huge impact in his debut Mr. Olympia. He's capping out that weight limit as well. He had to suffer to actually make weight here. I think he jumped in the sauna and did a few things to sort of make that weight at the last minute. So he's going to be filling up probably to 220 or so once he actually carbs up and fills back out. In 5th place, I have Keon Pearson, a guy who's probably the most genetically gifted in terms of, shape and structure. Also, the way he puts on size. is amazing. He's put on a ton of muscle on that frame and still kept his aesthetics looking really, really good. The one spot where he sort of lacks a little bit is conditioning. He seems to come in like, recently in good condition, like it's good condition, but is it an Olympia winning condition when you compare it to like a Shaun Clarida or some of these other guys? I don't think it's quite there yet. Can he get to that? He has said that he's going to bring undeniable condition. That was about 19 days out, I think it was, of the Olympia. So if he brings undeniable condition, if it's the same as a Shaun Clarida, he wins this Mr. Olympia in 2021. Honestly, he is that good. And in fourth place, this is actually what I did before, obviously, we heard the news. I had George Peterson placing in fourth with the potential. I've actually put a note here as well in my notes saying that this guy will probably place higher than this because his conditioning is always so good and he's always on point and he looked like he's bringing an all-time best. So I want to give George Peterson the credit of actually putting him in my predictions as well because I had him there already and it felt sort of wrong to leave him out. So, I mean, obviously, with him not being there now for obvious reasons because of his passing, bump everyone up one position, so Tony Burton would be a top 5 and all that sort of stuff. But I just wanted to honor him and just say, rest in peace to George Peterson. You'll be missed at this year's Mr. Olympia and you were a legitimate contender to win that title. In third place, I have Kamal Elgargni, and I'm sort of regretting putting him in third as well because I feel like one of these top 2 guys that I'm predicting could definitely come in off. It's very rare that all these guys come in on. So sort of Kamal Elgargni and George Peterson were 2 guys that I was debating about putting in, almost 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. But it's sort of like, who else do you leave out? So yeah, Kamal Elgargni, I think he's going to be sensational. I think he's actually 50 years old now or about to turn 50. So what he's doing at this age, he made huge improvements last year after winning the Olympia. If he makes those same improvements again, he's going to be tough to beat in this Olympia lineup. In second, I have Derek Lunsford. Now, the obvious change for Derek this year is that he's working with Honey Rambod, obviously a well-known coach. He's coached several guys to Olympia titles, Jeremy Bundia, Phil Heath. He coached Jay Cutler to his Olympia title, a bunch of others as well. Obviously, the coach of Hardy Chupin, Andre Dieu, who's in the men's physique, who's a definite contender for that title as well. So Honey obviously knows what he's doing. He has experience with the top Olympia guys and what they actually do and what they need to do to get those titles. So I think that he's in safe hands there. I mean, I don't think Harney would bring a guy into the 212 Olympia if he thinks he can be way better in the open. I think Derek can be way better in the open as well, but if he didn't think that Derek had a chance of winning the 212 Olympia title, I don't think that Harney would be okay with just putting him in there. So I think that Derek Lunsford, hopefully he nails that combination of, making weight, but still being full enough and coming in really razor sharp conditioning. Because his condition last year, when he turned to the back, was good. Like, he was shredded. Then he turned to the front and looked like a totally different bodybuilder. So if they can sort of fix that issue that he had last year, Derek Lunsford is a contender to win this 212 Olympia title. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Can Derek Lunsford actually achieve that? And in first place, I have Shaun Clarida. He won it last year. He weighed in at the Olympia press conference at 185 pounds. He obviously was wearing a hoodie and all that sort of stuff as well. So apparently he is going to be, sort of low 180s at this year's 212 Olympia. And the advantage that Shaun has as well is he doesn't have to stress about making weight. He's making weight no matter what. He weighed in everything weighing 185 pounds, so he's in no danger of that. So I think that Shaun Clarida gets the win here, in my opinion, but it's totally open where several guys could actually knock him off. I think Derek Lunsford, Kamal Elgargni, Keon Pearson, Tony Burton, I think they're the guys that can actually contend for this title realistically. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me your top 5, your top 3, even just your winner in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys think about the 212 Mr. Olympia. If you guys like and appreciate this content, please give this video a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up from myself, Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding. And check out the channel because I've got a Mr. Olympia. I'm going to have a classic physique and I'm going to have a men's physique preview going up as well. I've got tons of coverage from the press conference and everything else surrounding that 2021 Mr. Olympia. So I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Head to olympiaproductions.com if you want to order the pay-per-view as well, and make sure you sign up. The link is in the description below. So that's it for me. For Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are out.